JT just made it clear to Cardi B that she is not about to go down easy, and she just dragged Cardi for filth. Y'all know how these two have been going at it for a couple of days now. Well, JT just hit below the belt and exposed Cardi's baby daddy, Stefon Diggs, for being gay. But it doesn't end there, because word on the streets is that she is claiming to have some receipts to back up her claims of Stefon being on the DL. And girl, from what the streets have been saying, it is not looking good for Cardi and Stefon. I'm talking multiple accounts of him allegedly doing bad things to men who aren't even gay. Things are about to get to some insane levels of toxic, so let's break down what JT is saying. Boy, has it been a tough week for Cardi. While everyone thought that she could finally celebrate the success of her second album, that has not been the case. The album went #1 and sold 200,000 units first week, which is nothing short of impressive. But like I said, she hasn't been able to enjoy it because she has been catching strays left and right, including from JT. Now, Cardi B and JT haven't been on good terms since Cardi called JT Nicki's lapdog and told her to go fetch. Their beef is tied to Cardi's beef with Nicki, which is interesting because JT was solidly team Cardi back in the day. She even made tweets like, "I just don't like Nicki because she feels like she runs things. Please, I want Cardi to take completely over, push that B to the back." She and Young Miami even went live dissing Nicki.
Fucking beast, that hoe ain't even in the tree. She been me, but she got dropped like some grocery. I'm gon' I don't care. I'm beefing with Nicki, but I ain't no Remy, I got that.
But somewhere down the line, JT switched up on Cardi and decided to be Team Nicki instead. And according to Cardi's sister Hennessy, it was because JT felt a type of way when Cardi did not have her on WAP. Hennessy tweeted, "Everybody saw in real time how you switched up on my sister because of WAP. That same day it dropped, you shaded her and y'all all got on the phone and you said yourself you was mad, you got replaced and wasn't in the music video. Y'all squashed it, but was you still being funny behind the scenes? And everybody saw publicly how you switched up. Let's not play dumb and rewrite things, you effing thief." Now, I know that JT can be messy AF, but her exposing Stefon for being on the DL and allegedly turning men gay did not come out of the blue. It started after Cardi took shots at her on her song Magnets. And not only did she take shots at JT, but she also took shots at JT's man Lil Uzi, hinting that Uzi could be on the DL. Now, I'm not trying to defend anyone, but Cardi bringing JT's man into their beef kind of explains why JT retaliated by dragging Cardi's man into the drama. In the song, Cardi said, "You a shady AB, you've been trashed since birth, mama didn't want you, Brenda's baby AB, bottom feeder AB, all that D riding, still ain't get no feature of B, she just mad she got a ninja she be sharing bags with, my ninja cheat, but I don't stick no D's in his behind, you look a hot mess, easily impressed a B, you never gave looks, you started getting dressed a B, Ricky, oh the only fashion house you know, you should have asked me, would have took you to the show, Lil B." And if there is one thing we know about JT, it's that she is very defensive about her relationship with Uzi, and she doesn't like it when people talk about her relationship in a bad way. So when we heard Cardi take shots at Uzi, we knew that JT was going to be furious, and girl, was she big mad. She retaliated by bringing Cardi's man into the drama. No, not Offset, Stefon. If you've been following the gossip grapevine, then you know that there have been rumors of Stefon being on the DL. But JT took it a step further by claiming that not only is Stefon on the DL, but that he allegedly SAs men who don't want to be with him. A celebrity stylist named Chris Blake accused him last year of putting moves on him, and when he didn't give in, Stefon allegedly got him jumped. About a year ago, TMZ dropped a shocking clip that had everyone talking. The footage showed Drake's stylist getting jumped in an elevator by 3 men just as he was about to step out. The video spread quickly, but the real twist came when people realized that one of the men involved was Diggs, who happens to be Stefon Diggs' brother. That connection immediately took the story to another level and had people questioning what kind of drama might really be going on around Stefon. When the elevator clip first started blowing up online, most people didn't think too much of it. The running story was that Chris Blake had been robbed with his bag full of jewelry and other pricey stuff supposedly stolen, but that version turned out to be more of a smokescreen than the truth. What everyone was told at the start was really just a distraction from something much more serious. A few days before that elevator situation, Blake had actually been at an event with Stefon Diggs, and that's where things reportedly took a disturbing turn. According to Blake, Stefon slipped something into his drink and then tried to make an unwanted unwanted move on him. Blake says he managed to get away before things went any further, but the claim completely changed how people looked at the story that was floating around online. Even though he got out of the moment, Blake says the experience left him shaken and traumatized. And as it turns out, that was only the beginning of a bigger nightmare that was still to come. Blake eventually came out to say his side of the story, and well, let's just say that it sounded real bad. But it got even worse a couple of days ago when Chris claimed that Stefon allegedly tried to unalive him when he started making a lot of noise about their encounter.
Because of him making pass at me. It wasn't the that frustrated me the most. What made me most frustrated was the fact that he tried to unalive me after it, when in reality, even though I was drugged, even though I was violated, I never thought that the next step would be my life being threatened because you got turned down. But it's that power complex of wanting what you want when you want it, feeling like you own the things that you pay.
Well, JT decided to clap back at Cardi, using her man, just like Cardi did to her. She quoted the video of Chris speaking of his experience, and she wrote, "This is effing nuts and sad. Gay men should be protected. I feel like this isn't being taken seriously enough." She didn't stop because she then went on to say that Cardi B baby father a gay man, not because of how he dressed or expressed himself, but because Chris said it out of his mouth. Justice for Chris, I stand with the gays. It's funny she brought up the whole thing about dressing and expressing yourself, because it felt like she was really trying to defend Uzi. She knew people were going to have something to say about the way Uzi presents himself, since he can sometimes come across a little zesty. Well, as you can expect, somebody tried to clap back with a picture of Uzi in a dress and carrying a purse, but JT stood 10 toes behind her man saying, "Yes, my man does this, mind his business, works hard, take care of his family, inspired his generation, and doesn't snatch A. His style is what made him Lil Uzi. We are talking about Chris right now. Focus." Now you already know Cardi doesn't let anyone play with her name, and she came through with receipts that exposed just how rocky things were between JT and Uzi. In the text, JT wrote, "I don't want to come up there sick and moody, then you get mad and curse me out, then I beat it's too much." And Uzi replied, "I want to because I invited you." JT then replied, "I have to work. Come here. I'll come after we leave Miami if we still like each other." To which Uzi said, "You think I ever been through this? Be honest. I love this ish. You love me." For some reason, JT decided to clown him, saying, "LMAO, you make me evil." I don't act like this. Uzi then dropped a bomb saying, "You mad at me, yay, but it's just because you're pregnant, so it makes you even more moody." Cardi also captioned it, "I want justice for them babies your man make you remove every time. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Brit in that courtroom and she didn't show up, or do I need to play the audio? And don't let me say what he was saying about Roc Nation. Just ungrateful." Well, this sent JT off all over again, and according to reports, she pulled up some wild receipts of blind items exposing Stefon for not only being on the DL, but also allegedly SA-ing men who weren't interested in him that way. For example, this one said, "The former A-list female rapper has a lot in common with her new boyfriend. Both of them have been accused of men they were attracted to." Other blind items said stuff like, "The A/A-list NFL player knows that everyone talks about him being with men, which is why he makes sure now to be photographed with lots of women throwing themselves at him. And so, the NFL player that hooked up with the married former A+ list rapper while she was pregnant is now being accused of SA-ing men." Yeah, this is a hot mess. Not these two having a fight about which one of their boyfriends is gayer and which one is less gay. A hot, stanking mess. But I want to know how y'all feel about JT airing out Stefon's business like this, so drop your thoughts in the comments and then check out this next video.